So I know you guys have been saying, where's Sankey at? We haven't seen him in a couple of days. We need these plays. Listen, people, I'm here to say I'm back, and I'm back in full effect. Because listen, in a couple of days' time, couple of weeks' time, it will be the festive season, Christmas, New Year's, and you guys already know I'm here to ensure I put a couple of extra dollars in your pocket so you guys can go ahead and enjoy the festive season to the fullest. Listen, people, can't tell you guys how excited I am to be connecting with you guys today as we get ready to deliver another banger full of plays so you guys can go ahead and run it up and do what we do best over here, and that is collect our bags from the markets. Yes, people, but listen, I'll let you guys know Santa's come early to the team, all right? Because even though I was wrapped up busy over the last couple of days, I'm always gonna make sure that the money keeps flowing into the pockets of my team. Come check it out. Listen, just beginning of this week, start of this week, I put my team on a fire play, and let me just show you guys some of the results of that. Check it out. We had none other than Jason in the building that went ahead and ran it up 250% on that play that I called out earlier this week. All right, and listen, people, that is just the power of the options market. Where else can you go ahead and run it up hundreds of percentage points on a consistent basis? It's only in the options market, and that is why I'm trying to put you guys in this field, in this game, so you guys can go ahead and just achieve this success with us, people. Listen, if you guys haven't already, make sure you hit the link down below, join the team, and get ready for the next one, because listen, people, I'm telling you, the market's going to continue to deliver right through to the end of the year, and best believe we are going to be there to capitalize and collect those dollars together as we do best, right? So listen, once you guys jump into the team, just send me a message, say, so listen, Sankey, I'm in the team, I've arrived, I've pulled up, just put me in the play, and I'll get back to you with the details, because I don't want any one of you guys missing out on our next play. Some of you guys missed out on our last play, all right, that went ahead and ran up 200% plus, and we're getting ready to do it again in a couple of days' time. So make sure you guys are with us. And that being said, listen, people, as I said, today's video is going to be full of fire plays, putting you guys in the right direction to go ahead and run it up in these markets. But before I get into that, let me just go ahead and take care of my new members, my new joiners over here, because and a lot of you guys, you hear me talk about the options market, you see the results, you see the profits, thousands here, 100% here, 200% there, but you've never entered into an option play. And I'll show you guys how easy it is to do that, because listen, you can literally get into the play in less than 10 seconds. All you do is go ahead and select your stock of interest that you are looking to run the options on, select options, and you land on the option chain. Listen, this is where the magic happens. This is where you guys are going to go ahead and enter into your options play. All right. Now, once you go ahead and click on the contract that you are interested in running the options game on, the only thing left to do is go ahead and enter into the number of contracts, and then you're in the play, right? But check it out. Look at the performance profile. You guys can see the max return. You see that? That's an infinity sign. That just shows you guys this, and the sky is the limit when it comes to the options market. And that being said, now all of you guys know how to enter into the option play, and there is no excuse for every single one of you not to be joining me next week to collect the bag, people. And that being said, let's jump into our first play of interest. Check it out. We got none other than Alphabet. You guys already know this is a play that has continued to deliver time and time again this year, both in the stock market as well as the options market, people. And last time we covered this one on the option side of things, you guys know, listen, we were bang on the money, and it's time to do that once again. Let's check out the week's action on this thing. You guys can see we got out of the gate at around 316. Okay, we saw the high of the week. This thing went ahead and top 320 bucks. Now it's dropped down to the 319. I'll let you guys know they are not done sending this thing higher, okay? They're going to continue to push this higher. As a matter of fact, before we close out this year, people, we're seeing 340, okay? Now remember, if we're going to take advantage of a stock moving higher, we are looking at call options, okay? And that's exactly what I'm going to do for you in this video. The first thing is I'm going to make sure that you guys have the plays, all right? That's the starting point to hitting success in this options game, is running the game on the right plays, okay? And let all the details follow after that. And this is a play that will most certainly close out this year with fireworks. It's an opportunity for you guys to go ahead and run it up. Let's take a look at the option chain, because this is where the magic happens. Now you guys can see what some of these contracts are going for, 400 bucks, 500 bucks, okay? But the first decision you guys are going to have to make when you pull up to the options market is the date selection. Okay, the date selection is going to be the first decision that you guys are going to have to make, the first important decision. Now, when it comes to us, we are not looking to wait too long to collect our bag. A couple of days, okay, a week, week and a half at maximum is all we need to go ahead and run it up thousands in the options game. Therefore, we don't need a date far out into the future. 1 or 2 weeks, that's all it takes. All right, let's jump back to the plays, because it's not just Google that we are looking to do the business on. Check it out. We got none other than Robinhood, another name that has continued to deliver for us, currently standing at 128 bucks. Look at that week's performance. We can see that this thing is resurrected from the lows of the 110, closing out the week strong, 128. Guess what? There's still more fuel in the tank, still more room for this one to rise. Okay, so when it comes to Robinhood, we're looking to do the business on the call option side of things. Okay, now here's the thing with the options game. I want you guys to understand that first you got to know the direction of travel, of where it's going, and the second is about optimizing the entry. Okay, so come Monday morning, all right, I'm going to do some checks on the markets when markets open up early in the week, and then I just fire out a message to the team, make sure that they are getting into the play at the right time. And people, that's exactly how we do it. That's how we run it up hundreds. That's how we run it up thousands in the options game, right? So listen, this is a name that will be moving, breaching into the 130s, comfortably touching the 140s in a couple of days, couple of weeks time. Okay, again, another massive opportunity, but it's all about optimizing the entry. We don't want to enter into too early, and we don't want to enter into too late. All right, got to get the sweet spot of the timing. Let's check out the option chain on this thing. The second important decision that you guys are going to make when you pull up to the options market is your strike price selection. Okay, and this is something that confuses a lot of people, because they confuse the strike price with the stop price. But the strike price selection could be the difference between an extra 30, 40, 50% in return. Okay, that's why it's a super powerful decision to make. One that will make you or cost you a lot of money. Now, understanding what strike price you're going to pick is all about understanding how much the play moves on a daily basis. Okay, some plays give way more action on a daily basis than others. Those plays that give more action, you can utilize that. All right, you can extend out your strike prices, but again, it's about having familiarity. But the whole thing is, listen, people, I do all the hard work for you. You don't need to worry about all of that. Just get into the play and make the money with us. All right, let's jump into the next one, because it's not just Robinhood either. We have got none other than Uber coming back in full force. Check it out on the week's performance. You can see that this thing, the low of the week was around the $82 mark, $81 mark. You guys can see close out the week strong at $87.50. Okay, now listen, what we're starting to see now is we are starting to see the buyers flow back into the name. We're starting to see the reinforcements come back into this one. Okay, we're starting to see what we call a resurrection in the name. Now, this often leads to extended, very powerful moves in the same direction. And that is why Uber is on course to go ahead and breach into the 90s, get back into the mid 90s. Okay, market had forgotten about this one for some time, but now we are starting to see a recovery. Okay, an early recovery. And this is where you guys are able to make hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of percent in return by catching these types of names as it's early starting to break new ground and make a U-turn. So this is another name that is high on our priority list going into next week, and best believe we're going to do the business on this one, run this up a couple of 100 percentage points, thousands and thousands of bucks in this name. Okay, so listen, this is also where the money is at. Let me show you guys the option chain on Uber real quick. Check it out. Now you guys can see these options are going for around 150 bucks, just sub 100 bucks in certain strikes. Okay, so these options are super cheap. Okay, and they ain't gonna stay super cheap for much longer. So again, massive opportunity on the cards here. The third important decision you guys are gonna make when it comes to the options game, right, is your contract, your number of contracts. Okay, this is an important decision, because again, this is all about position sizing and trade management. Okay, which is another important component. And this all depends on your account size, okay, and your risk tolerance. Depending on your account size, the size of your account is going to shape and determine the amount of contracts that you are going to select. That's why I say, for the beginners that enter into the scene with me, you guys are typically going to be on the 1 to 3 contract territory. Let's get you a couple of wins under your belt. Then we get you graduating to the 3 to 6. Okay. Then after that, we get you graduating to the 7 to 10. It's constant progression. If you guys know anything about me, it's about non-stop elevation over here. Okay. So even though you start off at the 1 to 3 contract territory, you are not going to remain there very long. Before you know it, you're going to be in the double-digit contract territory, making thousands upon thousands. Okay. But again, let's get your starting point right and get you progressing through the levels. Let me share with you guys one more. All right, check it out. We've got none other than Mara, another name that we as a collective over here have made hundreds of thousands on. Right now, going into the close of this year, this is what we call a back pocket put option play. You guys saw the other plays. We're looking at call options, and then we're going to be optimizing entry next week to ensure that we maximize the amount we're making from them. We always have a play on the other side of the trade to give us balance and keep us prepared for all scenarios. Okay, and that is why this one is going to stay on put option watch. So we're not looking to run calls on this, we're only looking to run put options on this if and when we need to. And best believe, when we pull up to this, you already know we're making thousands on thousands, hundreds and hundreds of percent in return. Okay, so this is another name that don't be surprised if we go ahead and run it up thousands on a call option on one of those names that I mentioned, and then run it up thousands on a put option on this name as well. All right, that's why we got all sides of the trade covered, and that is what is going to keep you guys winning come rain or shine in these markets. People, listen, that is the video for today. We got some fire plays ready for next week. I can't tell you guys how excited I am to close out this year rather, the way we started this year. You guys already know we just been knocking out of the park week after week, month after month, and we're going to make sure we have an explosive close to the year. Now, that being said, speaking of closing, check it out. Before I wrap up this video, and make sure that you guys are aware, those in the team, make sure you checked out the strategy video that I dropped yesterday, because you guys already know, not only am I giving you guys the plays, I'm giving you guys the strategy to allow you guys to go out there to the markets, identify those fire plays, and just have that money coming in. All right, rolling in week after week, month after month. People, that's been the video for today. I'll see you all on the next one.